Reddit is the 18th most visited website in the world with over 430 million monthly users. It's a place where you'll find community on almost anything, from something as broad as science and engineering to as narrow as birds with arms and unstirred paints. Hey guys, I'm Jayesh and you're watching Hustle TV. In this video, we will see how the front page of internet, Reddit, got started. The year was 2003. Steve Huffman, a computer science student, and Alexis Ohanian, commerce and history student, both met in their freshman year at the University of Virginia. Their first encounter was memorable. Huffman, the ultra-shy nerd who had been programming since the age of 8, was enthused about the fact that a group hanging out in his dorm room contained some actual real-life girls, and reading the names Alexis and Mike outside the dorm room opposite to his, he got excited, thinking it might be a co-ed dorm room. His excitement was short-lived when he saw a 6-foot-tall Alexis Ohanian walking out of the room. But from that shameless start, an unlikely friendship blossomed. Both the guys bonded over playing video games throughout their freshman year and in the process got to know each other better. Their video game sessions helped them openly criticize each other's ideas, no matter how hurtful they were. This would serve them well in their startup journey. During one of their regular visits to the nearby gas station, Steve got an idea. The gas station had a subway joint where you had to enter your order in a touchscreen kiosk and collect your order from the takeaway outlet. There was no need to talk to a real life person and stand in queue. This technology both amazed and frustrated Steve. It puzzled the duo that despite having cell phones and the subway joint right next to them, instead of using the touchscreen kiosk, why can't they use their own cell phones to place the order? This sounds trivial today, but in 2004, when there was no Android or iPhone, this idea was way ahead of its time. Steve and Alexis thought they were onto something and decided to give their idea at least a try. Steve, being the programmer among the two, started building product, and Alexis found a local lawyer and got their new company registered in Charlottesville. They named the company Red Brick Solutions and their product, short for My Mobile Menu. To market their startup ideas and add restaurants on their platform, the duo would go out and meet local restaurants in the town and sign them up for their service. Then in May of 2005, Paul Graham, who had just co-founded Y Combinator, was giving a talk at Harvard titled How to Start a Startup. In case you don't know, Y Combinator is one of the most successful startup accelerator in the world, with companies like Airbnb, Instacart, Coinbase coming out of it. Steve, a big fan of Paul Graham and admirer of his books on Lisp programming, convinced Alexis to go out with him to attend it as they had just started a startup. The talk was very impressive and the guys were blown away by Paul's speech. They realized it would be worth taking advice from Paul on their new startup. Hence, after the talk got over, Alexis asked Paul to have a cup of coffee with them. In the beginning, Paul refused, but when he came to know that they had come all the way from Virginia, he agreed for coffee and the trio went to a local cafeteria. There, Steve and Alexis pitched their startup idea to Paul, and to their surprise, Paul loved it. Paul told them they had a good idea, and even though odds of succeeding in a startup is low, they had a very good chance. This gave them a serious boost of confidence, as Paul was a respected figure in the software community. The duo returned to Virginia, and on their way home, Steve emailed Paul thanking him for the meeting. Paul responded saying, "I've opened an investment company named Y Combinator a few months back and I would love to see you guys apply in it with your startup idea." So they did. They took up the train to Boston and pitched their idea to Y Combinator, and as Paul had personally called them and even liked their idea, they thought they would get selected. But to their surprise, their idea got rejected. You see, Graham liked the pair personally but hated their idea. He knew it would take too long to get it to the market. Dejected, Huffman and Ohanian took the train back to Virginia the next day. They were somewhere in Connecticut when Graham called them again. He said, "We're looking to add one more team to Y Combinator. If you guys can change your idea, you're in." Then and there, the duo decided to throw away all the hard work they did at their startup My Mobile Menu and start all over again with a new idea. The duo, along with Paul, discussed on the ideas they can work on, and after a lot of back and forth, Paul nudged them to consider news aggregation websites like Slashdot and bookmark sites like Delicious and build something that would be a mix of both. There they decided to build the front page of internet, Reddit, where information and trending user-generated content from all over the internet would be aggregated. Steve took up the job to build the website and in just 20 days coded the website in Common Lisp. He built a simple prototype where users can just share a link and give it a title, nothing else, and Reddit was launched in June of 2005. One big reason for this quick development was Paul Graham's constant follow-up. Apparently, Paul used to mail them twice a day checking in for progress, which made them push harder to launch. Hence, instead of waiting for 6 months to develop the perfect product, Reddit just got launched in 20 days, and from there they reiterated the product to make it better every single day. This is what Reddit looked like during the launch. Reddit wasn't perfect, it barely worked, and people even criticized it. Steve recalls that one guy wrote a blog about how shitty Reddit was. Mind you, Steve and Alexis were not the only one building the front page of internet. Another popular startup, Digg, was already in the game and doing quite well. The duo took inspiration from Digg, which had dig and bury features to help users show whether they like the post or not. On the same lines, they incorporated upvote and downvote features. They even went one step further and added karma points to gamify the site and encourage users to post good content. One fun story on the side, the duo wanted to name Reddit as Snoo, as in what's new, but the cost of the domain was around $5,000, which was way out of their reach, hence they finalized on Reddit. Alexis made the logo, Snoo mascot, and also came up with the name. Now that Reddit was up and running, next step was to get users. And this is difficult for sites like Reddit as the content is created by users, and in the initial days as there were no users, there was no content, and why would anyone follow a website if there is no content posted on it? Reddit solved this problem by feeding the demand first and then working on the supply side. The duo themselves posted hundreds of links on Reddit every single day with different usernames in order to give an illusion to a new user that there were already a lot of people submitting links. Even though this filled up the website with interesting content, they didn't get many users, and Reddit was a ghost town in the initial days. There were days when they would get maximum of 10 links submitted. Then Paul Graham helped them out by posting a link of Reddit on his blog, which back in 2005 was widely popular. This helped them to get their first couple of hundred legit users. Despite the slow start, two things worked tremendously in Reddit's favor. First is having no censorship. In the initial days, Reddit had no limits on what can or cannot be posted on the website. Obviously, as the site grew in the future, user moderation became a heavy part of how the company operates. And second was not collecting any identifiable information for new users. No email, no phone numbers. If you had to create a Reddit account, all you needed was a username and password. That's it. This made the barrier for entry very easy, and anyone can post literally anything without any hassle. All of these things added up, and luckily after a few months, Reddit started to grow organically. The founders no longer had to submit the links themselves. Reddit was running on its own. From there, the duo added features like subreddit as a way of categorizing different content and interest. All of this worked well, and by October of 2006, Reddit had more than 70,000 unique daily visitors. Something special happened during this time. On Halloween of 2006, just 16 months after launch, Reddit was acquired by the publishing powerhouse Condé Nast, owner of Wired and other magazines, for $10 million. At the time of Reddit's acquisition, it was just a 4-person team, including the founders. This sale made both the founders, who were some 22-year-olds, overnight millionaires. After the acquisition, the founders worked in Reddit for 3 years and later left as they didn't fit in at a large corporation. Since then, Reddit has come a long way. It has been at the center of a lot of controversies, from banning Trump support groups to Wall Street bets, but despite all of this, the company survived and grew. As of today, Reddit has raised a total of $1.3 billion in funding and is valued well over $7 billion. So that's a wrap for today, guys. If you like this video, then please give it a thumbs up. If you're new here, then please consider subscribing to my channel and do watch out my other videos. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video. Bye.